coffee and realize you've been making it imperfectly for a while, yeah. Sit with me a little bit this morning. Or when you see this later. When you see this later, if you see this later, take a few long, slow, deep breaths. I might chat, I might not. I might just focus on slurping the perfect cup of coffee. While you're breathing, notice where breath feels restricted or constricted. Just notice it. Mine probably wouldn't feel constricted if I would sit up. Go figure. Force nothing. The rest of the world is trying to force something here. That is not our jam. Here, we are creating an invitation or offering an invitation for all things within and around you to go. In this day and age, that is all and that is everything to help get us through. Let the noise be out there for a while. If you find your brain wanting to spin out a little bit because it doesn't know what to do, let it spin out. For some people, getting this still and quiet fuels fear. And that's okay. It might suck initially, but we're just going to hold the door open for that to morph. You don't have to know why it is. You don't have to say in the back of your head, oh, that's my ADHD, or that's this, or blah, blah, blah. You can notice things. Just notice a discomfort in the still and quiet. When you go to reach for another phone or a piece of technology or whatever, just notice it and follow through or not follow through. We're not forcing anything here. We're not forcing. We're not judging. We're not trying to figure it out. We're just being. There's so much else to figure out, both as individuals within a new paradigm and as individuals in the world that is swirly gigging. I'll talk about that later today when I'm fully caffeinated with my perfect cup of coffee and I have done something crazy like bathe and put on daytime clothes. For some people, these encounters that we have here like this, so informal, and y'all by informal, I mean I'm in my pajamas. If you are, excellent. If you're not, oh my sweet word, unbutton those pants, take a breath. But in this way, in this space, for some people, this is the reintroduction to the friend. The friend with a capital T and a capital F. There are spiritual connotations for that, definitions for that, across cultures. Indigenous and informalized religion and faith practices. And annoyingly enough, although purposefully, this expands beyond those boundaries. This is pretty much like coloring outside the lines, very purposely. And I'll also talk about that later, but I'm still wrapping my head around what that I know what it means. I just don't know how to say it. So I'm not gonna say it. I am gonna say that here in lovely Telluride, Colorado, it's Friday. It's Friday morning. It's Friday morning. It's cold out there, and I'm warm in here again with my very perfect cup of coffee. And I'm wondering if you can feel in the kind of stillness that we're creating here something like a rhythm. Maybe it matches your heartbeat. And maybe it doesn't. Maybe it's another thing that moves through your belly. You can feel across your skin. Don't go looking for it. You go looking for it, you're going to miss it, because there are inherently expectations of what is supposed to look like. Mostly those expectations come through the cultural contexts that we have learned or shunned. And so if you look, you're going to miss it. Don't look, just sort of feel. It doesn't have to be all serious or anything either. You can just ask, hey, where you at? The flow doesn't give a damn about a dangling preposition. Or the social constructs that we think that we should be comfortable with. Take a breath. Just easy breath, easy breath. This is not a meditation practice. This is not breath work. Here you just let the breath be for it to do its work. It knows what it's doing. Isn't that a fascinating thing about all species? How everything knows how to breathe. Even if you've been told you're not doing it right. Oddly enough, your body keeps drawing breath. Funny that. And if you're starting to feel like your center heart is getting a little squished, give that a little bit of grace there. Don't force anything. There's nothing wrong. Just let it be. This might be a beginning of a catalytic experience for you. It might be something within you saying, wakey, wakey, eggs and bakey, I've been dormant so long, and I want to move through you. Or it could be because you're like on the East Coast or some other place on the planet and you have had too much of your not perfect coffee. You don't have to figure it out. In fact, the moment you start doing that without any context, then this will start wigging out. It'll want to spin and figure it out. And it's not your ADHD. It's not this. It's like because you want to know. Don't we all? Even those of us who live steeped in what others call the mystery, of course we want to know. We just tend to be more comfortable in the unknowing. Mostly. What does your heart need? What does your belly need? What do your toes need? Right here, right now, in this very moment, in these series of seconds that we're with each other, all is well, all is well, all is well, right here. Be with me right here, not out here, right here, just for a few seconds. Just for a few seconds, let's just let it move, let things settle, let things go right here, right now, this second, this second, this second, this second, this second, this second. Breathe in some relief. And then, when you're ready to pop back out into the bright, wide world that's out there, do so knowing that your bandwidth is limited and this is going to take new understandings of yourself to move through the pieces of the world that are not yourself. And if you do nothing else today, but remember to wiggle your toes when you start to feel loopy, I'm going to ask you to do one thing today, just one. I want you to look for how we love on each other. Look for how we love on each other and recognize it. It doesn't have to be an all day thing, but when it is, it makes all day pretty freaking amazing. I love you deeply. And I say that very, very purposefully. Are loved is very true. But the idea of of that being impersonal, depersonalized is different than having another human being say, I love you. I love you deeply. And I mean it. How cool is that? Even if you can't feel it. How cool is that? It's always there. So I'm going to take the love that's always there with the last half of my perfect cup of coffee. Hope you have an easy, smooth day of whatever is unfolding in your world. If you need help, reach out. Put your favorite search engine to work because I'm too lazy to come back through and add in information in these videos. Have a beautiful day.